What's going on? Speak up, cause I'm ready to shake, rattle, and roll right into bed.
Oh!
Mokey Mokey.
I just took half your life points. You should be all shook up by now.
It's all good.
Oh, that's all you have to say?
Hey there everybody, it's time to talk about Belowski again because they're coming back for Season 2. Sadly, I don't really have anything new to talk about when it comes to Belowski because he kind of just showed up and beat some pros for Crowler because the Chancellor was upset that his students sucked. In fact, that's also the reason why Damon's in Season 2 as well. So, let me just give you guys some context. The Duel Academy students in the GX tournament, because Shepard threw a GX tournament, were getting their asses kicked by professional duelists, which typically you would think would happen. But Shepard was so mad that all of his students were getting beat, except, you know, the main characters, that he told Crowler, hey, you and Bonaparte are going to get fired for how you're teaching these kids unless they start winning duels. So what do Bonaparte and Crowler do? They go find the craziest duelists on the academy that don't usually get to duel because they're being crazy. One is Damon, the Tarzan man, who's literally going swinging on stuff, and like they track him down and like, hey, you want some freaking sandwiches? Play Yu-Gi-Oh! And then they get Belowski out of his bubble and they're like, hey, put on this suit, Bonaparte. You have no idea what you're in for. Hey, Belowski, we need you to duel again. Oh, okay, dude, no problem. Yeah, I know. And then he does this little thing where he's like totally high and stoned all the time. And they go and they duel people and they beat the pros, which gives Crowler and Bonaparte some leverage because they do beat the pros. That means Damon and Belowski are technically stronger than professional duelists, which is very funny. Belowski wins by forfeit because his opponents keep falling asleep on him. But then Belowski's like, I'm tired of this. He doesn't want to duel anymore. And Damon goes back to the jungle. So it doesn't technically work, but it kind of works because they do take out some of the pros from the tournament. But looking up Belowski's deck, there's not much that has changed, but I tried to help him this time. I actually gave him a bit of help. So let's take a look. He still has all these basic level 2 monsters. Most of them are fairy. And level 2 and lower monsters. Most of them are fairy. He has Dark Factory and Mass Production. He has Enchanting Fitting Room, which will help his deck. He has Polymerization just to summon his boss, the Mokey Mokey King, which is technically his weakest card. He's got Pot of Greed, MST. He has Mystic Wok this time because last time I didn't add it because I thought it would weaken his deck. This time I added it because I buffed his deck, so I didn't mind weakening it this time around. He has Triple Heart of the Underdog, which will help a lot because all of his monsters are normal monsters, so 22 normal monsters, he has good chance of drawing it. He has his Mokey Mokey Smackdown, which used to be his only method of winning because that was his only way to gain attack points in a very situational way. But now I've given him Sword of the Soul Eater. And what this does, for every face-up monster that's level 3 or lower, you give this to a monster that's level 3 or lower, and every other face-up monster, normal, will be devoured into this soul, and per monster, you get 1,000 attack points. So let's say you have 5 monsters on the field, and you give Mokey Mokey this sword. Mokey Mokey eats the other 4 monsters and has 4,300 attack. He could fight an Obelisk the Tormentor. Pulling off that combo is extremely hard. The only way to do it is with Human Wave Tactics and Enchanting Fitting Room, but it is doable. And you don't even need to go for 4,000. You could just eat 3 or 2. 2,300, 2,000, 3,300 would be good. And the strongest monster that can be buffed is at 800, so you could actually get some really good attack points from the Soul Sword, and that would help out a lot. But that is also a very situational thing. You honestly will most likely just not be able to pull off that combo because you're bound to just draw 5 monsters and no useful spells or traps. He has his Gift of the Mystical Elf as well. So, moving into Belowski's stats, here we are. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Hear me out. I know his attack stat could become 3,000 or could become 4,800 at most. But it will most likely not become that. And because of that, I have to give him his attack stat based on what his monsters look like right now. His highest attacking monster has 800 attack. His fusion has 300 attack and has no way of increasing its own power. None of these cards work on the fusion. If anything, the fusion is just there to die, because when the fusion dies, at least, you get to special summon all your Mokey Mokeys from the grave. And this one doesn't have to die by battle. You can Mystic Wok it, you can find a way to kill it some other way, and then boom, you can get all your Mokey Mokeys back, which will help out your combo with Mokey Mokey, Smackdown, and Soar the Soul Eater. But all I'm saying is this deck sucks at attack. It's the worst attacking deck in the series. It is probably... Yeah, no, it is the worst. It's the worst. It's worse than the Lawyer's deck. The Lawyer at least has 1,000 attack points. This deck has nothing. Belowski has no attack stat. Moving into his speed stat, he has that. He actually does have speed because Enchanting Fitting Room special summons. This is Search. He has Heart of the Underdogs, which is a lot of speed. And he has Human Wave Tactics, which is a lot of speed. So he actually does have a lot of speed. Not compared to last season, because there are a lot more fast duelists in this season, but still a really fast deck. Moving into the skill stat, he has Heal. He has Heal. And that's it. And Heal can technically fall into Stall Strat. Human Wave can... That's more special summon. Yeah, no. He has 2 healing cards. That's all the skill he has. Terrible. Moving into the defense stat, his defense is worse than his attack technically. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Not by much, it's like by 100 maybe, 200. Terrible. His best defense monster has 600 defense. Just terrible. Moving into his luck stat, only Heart of the Underdog counts, and it's too low to count. Because all of his monsters are normal, so you might as well not count him as luck. It's terrible. Terrible. Moving into his brick stat, he's unbreakable. He's not going to break. He'll always have a monster to summon, and he'll always have a card that can be activated. Belowski sucks. I'm sorry. I'm not going to make his deck any better. This was the biggest buff I could ever give him. Alright? Will Belowski win a duel this series? No. Will he win a match? No. Will he win the tournament? No. Belowski gets half a star. That should be no surprise to anybody. He gets half a star. I don't think he can win a single duel, even with my buff. I don't think he can win a single duel. If you are brave or crazy enough to play as Belowski in my tournament, you are a trooper and everybody will respect you. Because no one should ever use this deck. I don't even know why I made it, but I did. So it's up to you. Are you going to play as Belowski? Are you going to use this crazy deck? Are you willing to have a half-star deck that can't eat? Look, if you win one duel with this deck, I will consider that a match. No, I'm not going to do that. I will be like, you won the match. If you can win one duel with this deck, I will respect you as a duelist. I will literally respect you. And having the respect of a casual means a lot. It means nothing. I don't know why you would want that. But still, I feel like a lot of people would respect you. If you could find a way to win with this deck, I'll be impressed. Overall, Belowski is possibly the worst character, if not the worst, is possibly the worst character in this freaking tournament. I don't know how a deck can get worse than this. This is terrible. He was the worst the last tournament. He's the worst this tournament. Either way, that's going to be it. I hope you all enjoyed the episode, and better luck next season, Belowski. Bye-bye.